Have you ever been there? You're explaining something for what feels like the 10th time, and you can just feel your energy draining with every single word. Well, if that sounds familiar, this is for you. We're going to explore a really gentle and honestly freeing perspective on teaching that might just change everything for you.
Right off the bat, I want this to sink in. If you feel like you're just talking into the void sometimes, you're not failing. This isn't some personal flaw. It's an incredibly human experience. And just understanding why it happens is the very first step to finding a much, much better way.
So let's start by putting a name to something many of us get caught in without even realizing it. We're going to call it the explaining trap.
And let me be really clear, this is not about blaming ourselves. It's not about feeling like we're just terrible at this. It's about recognizing a super common pattern, a struggle we all share. And the best part, the way out, isn't about trying harder. It's about finding a little bit of gentleness. Okay, this slide just nails our instinct, doesn't it? A child starts to drift off, or they don't seem to get it, and what's our first move? We talk more. We explain it again, maybe with different words. When that doesn't seem to work, we switch gears to reminding, and then finally correcting. It becomes this exhausting spiral of more and more words, and all the effort is on us. And you know how it ends, right? The lesson's over, and there's no spark, no aha moment. Instead, there's just this heavy cloud of frustration. We feel like we failed to teach, and they just feel, well, overwhelmed. Sound familiar? But what if this whole trap is built on a big misunderstanding of how learning really, truly works? Let's dive into a powerful idea that offers a way out. This is what I call a freeing insight. Just pause on that for a second. Every instinct in our body screams at us to add more words, be clearer, maybe even get a little louder. But what if that's the exact opposite of what's needed? What if the path to that deep, meaningful connection is actually found in saying less? Now, this idea, it's not some new fad. It's actually a core principle from the philosophy of an incredible educator, Charlotte Mason. And her whole approach is about radically shifting the burden of who's doing the actual work in the learning process. And here it is. This is the absolute game changer. Our gut instinct tells us that we, the teacher, we have to do all the heavy lifting. We have to carry the thinking, break it all down, and deliver it in a perfect little package. But the insight, the gentle truth, is that real learning, the kind that sticks, only happens when the child's mind is the one doing the work. So to really get why saying less is so powerful, we have to start by respecting the incredible capacity of what we'll call the child's own work. This is the foundational belief we need to have. A child's mind isn't just an empty bucket that we're supposed to pour facts into. No, it's an active, powerful instrument. It is fully capable of real attention, of wrestling with big ideas, and doing real intellectual work all on its own. And here's the crucial part. When we forget that, when we over-explain, we are literally doing the work for them. We swoop in and replace their potential effort with our own finished product. In a way, we're robbing them of the very struggle that forges strong connections and deep understanding. So, if the answer isn't more talking, more noise, more hustle, what is it? Let's talk about the kind of environment where that deep learning can actually happen. It's a place we find through learning in stillness. I just love this quote because it flips our whole perspective. We think learning has to be loud and active and full of instruction. But profound understanding, the kind that becomes a part of you, it grows in the quiet moments, in the stillness, when the mind finally has the space to think. This is such an important reminder for all of us. We live in a world that demands instant results, right? But just think about a garden. You can't shout at a seed to make it grow faster. Real, deep-rooted learning is often a quiet, slow process that happens under the surface. And that is more than okay. In fact, it's often the strongest kind of growth there is. This completely redefines our job. Our faithfulness as a teacher isn't measured by the number of words we say. It's found in our ability to offer up a clear, compelling, living idea. And then having the trust and the patience to step back and just allow that idea the quiet space it needs to take root. And this is the ultimate permission slip to relax. Learning is a life. It's a natural, organic process. It is not a performance where we have to be on stage the whole time, tap dancing and talking nonstop to keep the show going. We can trust the process itself. Okay, so this all sounds really nice in theory, right? But how do we actually do it? Let's break down a super simple, actionable shift you can try as soon as tomorrow. Seriously, you can try this tomorrow. It's just 4 simple parts. First, just become aware of it. Notice that little internal nudge, that urge to jump in and explain it just one more time. Second, and this is the magic part, pause. Just stop. Create a little gap of silence. Third, in that pause, ask yourself this really powerful question. Have I already given enough? Check in with your gut. And fourth, if the answer is yes, just step back. Physically, mentally, whatever it takes. Step back.
Because that's the whole point, isn't it? The goal of this gentle shift is to create that quiet space, to offer our trust, and to simply allow their incredible mind to do the good and necessary work that only it can do. We spend so much energy worrying about what we need to teach with our words, but what if we shifted our focus just a little? What amazing things might happen if we started asking ourselves, what can I trust the stillness to teach today? Just think about that.